Humans are all members of the great ape family, and although they are closely related to bonobos, chimps, gorillas, and orangutans, they remain one of the most distinct species, being one of the few species to move upright permanently on two legs, with little or no body hair. Fair. But one of their most unique traits is having one of the highest brain-to-body ratios, not only among great apes but also among nearly all large mammals. This comes with an expanded cerebral cortex, which has led humans to be considered not only the most intelligent among mammals, but generally the most intelligent species on Earth. However, keep in mind that this is merely a statistical average, not applicable to everyone. Besides their heightened intelligence, which enables complex communication through language, humans also possess the most precise fine motor skills due to having opposable thumbs and a muscular nervous system adapted to small movements. But this comes at a cost, for when we look at other great apes, we see they lack the same fine motor control. But in exchange, they possess incredible strength, despite subsisting solely on leaves, which, in my opinion, is one of humanity's worst evolutionary mistakes of our species. Nonetheless, humans remain at the top of their food chains, not due to physical prowess, but due to their cunning and intelligence that allows them to defeat other species by exploiting their weaknesses. For example, when human tribes were ravaged by wolves tens of thousands of years ago, they eventually discovered that the heat and the light of fire would keep them at bay. And over time, they used their superior intelligence to tame the wolves until their quivering offspring could be crammed into Gucci handbags and truly establish human dominance. Moreover, they managed to fend off threats from other apex predators through similar means. They defeated large spiders by building enclosed shelters and wearing protective shoes, and defeated sharks simply by living on land, and they defeated polar bears by driving fuel-inefficient cars. Humans are a diurnal species, the opposite of nocturnal. This means that when there is no daylight, they sleep, and when there is daylight, they stay indoors. During their waking hours, humans typically work in hierarchically structured organizations in exchange for currency that they use to obtain goods and services from others. Using this system, humans can quickly and efficiently meet their daily survival needs, freeing up enough time to work in the first place. And by harnessing their superior group intelligence and the ability to accumulate knowledge over generations, humans have adapted to live in nearly every environment by modifying it to suit their needs. So much so that humans have spent thousands of years building systems that have nearly eliminated the hardships of tribal living. All their food can be found in one location, typically just a few kilometers from home, as they live in individually climate-controlled dwellings, travel using high-speed mechanical transport, and even communication is rendered instantaneous through technological advancements. And by eliminating daily survival struggles, humans have become the only species on the planet to truly run out of things to do. In an effort to cope with their lack of group survival responsibilities, humans enjoy voluntarily going outside with others to pretend to be busy, or also spending time watching screens, showing someone else pretending to do something. That said, one area where modern humans still devote a great deal of time and attention is the pursuit and maintenance of sexual relationships, although mostly just the pursuit. And one of the most interesting characteristics that distinguishes human mating from that of other primates is an increased emphasis on female intersexual selection, meaning that in most species of primates, males compete primarily to prevent rivals from mating with the females they like, whereas in humans, males compete not to stop others from mating with the females they like, but rather to attract females in general. This typically doesn't work, but in the end, they still impress their peers. An interesting, not entirely unrelated fact is that human males have one of the largest genital-to-body mass ratios among primates. Again, keep in mind that this is merely a statistical average, not true for most individuals. Humans are typically monogamous by nature, largely due to their lifelong social structures and the extended maturation period of their offspring, which requires additional parental support. In fact, unlike most mammals that mature in a few years, most children cannot fend for themselves until they are quite old, and typically cannot function independently for anywhere between 12 and 80 years. With such a long lifespan, the unique challenge for humans comes not at the moment of death, but when they realize that while they still have many years left, they are not adding value to society but are instead a burden. For most people, this realization typically occurs around the age of 18. Human societies are generally divided into vast territories under a single leadership or government, and then further subdivided into smaller geographic regions or states, and then into towns and cities where all kinds of people live. Humans, in a way, are also territorial, and like chimps, will not hesitate to tear apart a fellow human if they oppose their tribe and are perceived as an enemy. And while that makes you think, thankfully, They have evolved to live not in tribes, but in modern civilizations, where such behavior is frowned upon and is mostly relegated to comment sections and incompetent drivers. Ultimately, one of the most remarkable characteristics of human beings is that they are one of the few creatures with a profound awareness of their own consciousness. They are one of the few creatures with a profound awareness of their own consciousness, although they generally avoid it. This allows humans to both recognize their own shortcomings and to plan future goals that would bring them both happiness and fulfillment, albeit hypothetically. And with that, one of the perennial questions unique to human existence is the pondering of the meaning of life in general, on which some of humanity's greatest thinkers have spent their entire lives trying to decipher it, ironically reaching conclusions such as the existence of a theoretical afterlife, or that they exist solely to serve biological reproduction, or that the pursuit of meaning in life is a goal in itself. In the end, while humans have seemingly solved the struggles of primitive survival, these existential questions will forever be left for each individual to solve, until an app is made for it. But for now, they can't complain, because at least they have something to do. And I'm simplifying. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any next videos.